Mikel Arteta is absolutely gutted and absolutely upset about the performance we put in against Manchester United, to an extent that after the game, Mikel Arteta actually called the players onto the pitch and they trained after that game. They trained, they had a full training session. He was not happy, he was upset. Even in his press conference, he was absolutely upset. So what we're going to do in this video, we're going to be reacting to Mikel Arteta's press conference after that game, and probably diving into one of the reasons why I think Mikel at times trusts players that he shouldn't be trusting. I mean Nketiah, I mean a few other players that he goes on to trust, but at the moment, he's actually not very happy with the team. Hit the like button, subscribe to the podcast as well. We're still diving into that aftermath of the Arsenal 0-2 Manchester United. Mikel Arteta, in his press conference, he said they're very big positives, but of course, the team must be hurting right now. The team must be disappointed because you don't lose to Manchester United, whether it is preseason or not. They came to win, they came to compete, and that is what they did, and we lost. And what Mikel Arteta did after that is going to send a very huge message to the players. After losing the game and playing because we wasted time. We really wasted time. The 90 minutes we played in that game were just a wastage of time. So what he did, he compensated by calling the players out on the pitch, whether you've played or not, and they had a full training session. Right, let's see what Mikel was talking about in his press conference. Some of the quotes there. First and foremost, on the game, he said having a tough match of this level in this context gives us a lot of information and gives you a lot of information, and that's why that's always a positive. That information is obviously there. A lot of things we have to improve on. How important the boxes are. That errors are part of football that you have to overcome them as well, and how painful it is to lose a game. Physically, it's been super demanding. First and foremost, that's his reaction to the game. He says it says at the moment, having that game of that level is very good because it gives you a lot of information, and look, you understand where you are as a team and where your opponents are. And I think it was a very important lesson that we drew from that game. I don't think Arsenal as a team are really the creme de la creme. I don't think we are Manchester City. I don't think we are the team to beat, right? But when you come into a game against Man United as favorites, when you come into a game against Manchester United with your best 11, when you come into a game against Manchester United after spending 200 million, the information you should be getting from that game is very different than from the information we got. The information we should be getting from that game, the experience, is that we've added 200 million and we are much better. But I tell you what, yesterday, it was more like we've added 200 million and we are much worse. So he says, you don't want to be losing to a club like Manchester United. You don't want to be losing games. Of course, that is very true. But at the moment, he has got some information from the game and he will be using it to improve the team. So he also says that some players we want to expose a little bit more than they have done because of the way we want to build them, their physical state. Overall, they had their moments when they were so efficient. We had hours when we had more dominance, and we were certainly tried again in the second half. But the chances we had, we didn't convert them. They won, and they won the game. So that is the big question with Mikel, and that is the big question he's got to ask himself here. That they had their chances, they were clinical, they took them. We had our chances, we were not clinical, we did not take them. So the big question is, are we trusting the wrong strikers? To be honest, at Arsenal, you do not have a 25-goal machine. You don't have Balogun at his age. It will be too much to ask him for 25 goals in the Premier League. Nketiah, we know he's not the ability, he does not have the ability to give you those 15, 20 goals a campaign. You know, with Eddie, it has always been about 1 to 5 good games, and then we are in love. But then after credit to him, when Gabriel Jesus picked up that long-term injury, he was there for Arsenal. But was he feeling a place, or was he actually giving us the maximum we can get from that position? I think he was just feeling the place. So I think Mikel needs to learn here. to be efficient, it means that the best players play in their best positions. Nketiah is not our best player there. Nketiah is not our best striker, and Nketiah is not, probably is not cut out of the same cloth as the likes of Thierry Henry, as the likes of Eduardo, as the likes of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. So we need to find a player who is cut out of the same cloth as Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. However much we just Aubameyang out of the team, we've actually not replaced him. And that is something we need to be honest about, okay? So, I mean, the positives were taken, but the negatives were taken as well. Mikel on Manchester United's physical approach, he says they were here and they are here to compete and win as the same as we are. And that's the job of the referee, to stop when the game becomes very, very physical. I don't think the referee had a problem in that game, unless I was really watching. I mean, I was sick, so probably my vision was clouded. But the physicality in that game, if you're telling me that Kobbie Mainoo and Lisandro Martinez brought physicality to the game, they're literally preparing us for the Champions League. They're literally preparing us for the Premier League next season. In the Champions League, I'll tell you a small story. Arsenal played Olympiacos in the group stages of the UEFA Champions League. I think that was 2015. Okay, was it 15? Actually, it wasn't 15. It was 2014. We played Olympiacos in the group stages of the Champions League. We wanted to finish fast, so we went to win the game. We had to win the game to finish fast, to top the group. Within 45 minutes, Arsenal were leading the game 2-0, and it was absolutely over. We were cruising. But Olympiacos had a very physical side that in the second half, they blew Arsenal out of the water, and the game ended 3-2. So there is a big question mark when we say it was very physical. It was too physical. How much physical was it? We didn't see a red card. We didn't see 2 yellow cards for one player. So was it too physical to my liking? No. I like that. I like the physical. I like it physical because we are not competing in the French Ligue 1. We are competing in the Premier League. And one of the things we've talked about the Premier League before, physicality, intensity, speed, and quality. So for me, I liked the physicality, and it is a test we actually failed. Mikel Arteta on whether it's a good lesson for the team. He says, yes, you asked me yesterday about my thoughts on how difficult or easy the season is going to be. It's going to be more challenging, more difficult. The level and preparation of the teams is excellent, and we know today. They had already played 2 games before this one, and we knew the test was going to be really, really demanding. He says it's going to be on Wednesday, and it says like it's going to be like it's gonna be on Wednesday against one of the best teams in the world. I like the way our preseason has been set out. Watford, Nuremberg, Major League Soccer All-Stars, Man United, Barca. It is progressive. Okay. Now, what their positives to take out? Is it good that we lost? It is very good. It's a reality check just to tell Arsenal players that you're not the best of the lot. Like, you understand? Like, you don't come in gear 3 to beat Manchester United. We still need our best gears to beat Manchester United. We still need to pull in our best gears to beat Manchester United. Like, it was a reality check, right? So when we play Barca, it's going to be very different because with FC Barcelona, in this game, we had 56% ball possession. We had more touches than Manchester United. Against Barca, it is the other way around. You have to be physical, you have to chase, and you have to create chances out of nothing, like Manchester United were doing in the game. They created chances out of mistakes, out of nothing. So I like our preseason. I like the way it has been set out. You're playing a Barca to represent the UEFA Champions League, and you're playing Man United to represent the Premier League hardship and rivalry we will be facing next season. Not bad. Not bad at all. On Jurriën Timber's performance and whether he had any crazy press conferences, Mikel says the first one with Jurriën, we are pleased with his performance and the things we asked him to do. Obviously, he's adapting really quickly to the team, and you could see the confidence, the determination that he plays with, the confidence, the determination he plays with. On the second one, they are probably boring press conferences that I can produce. Okay, so Mikel says that with Jurriën Timber, he's adapting, he's confident, and he's determined. I think he's spot on. He's really spot on. Like, you want your signings to be that good. You know when Gabriel Jesus and Alexander Zinchenko came at Arsenal, and we had such a fantastic season, it just felt like we did so well in the market. The signings of this summer, apart from my boy Timber, who have given a lot of praise, and he has not disappointed me, big up to you, Timber. The signings of this summer either are taking long to adapt, or Mikel wants to change the system, and that is why, we are a little bit far away in terms of what we want to do. But I know we will be there. Mikel Arteta on the trio of Odegaard, Havertz, and Rice. It says when they play 55 minutes together, they will be much better. It will flow better. They will understand each other better and will be more dominant and much better. But it will take time to glide, and we have to respect that. But I saw a lot of positives, a lot of positive things, and things that I like much more than the game we won the other day against the Major League Soccer, even though the result is very, very different. So, of course, they've just come in. Of course, it's a new team. Of course, it's a much better team than any of them were. Timber, Ajax is better. Arsenal is better than Ajax. Kai Havertz, Arsenal is better than Chelsea. Declan Rice, Arsenal is better than West Ham. So they're all taking a huge step forward. They're all taking that big step forward, okay? So I understand. And Mikel says it's going to take time to glide. It's going to take some time for us to find it, smooth and, entertaining. Do we have the time? That's the big question. Do we have the time? I don't think we do. I don't think we have a lot of time on our hands, because after the next game, our USA tour will be over. We'll come back to the England, play Monaco, and play Manchester City, and the game will have and the season will have started. Do we have a lot of time to let Kai Havertz, Rice, and Odegaard glide? No. We don't have it. So it is only the next two games to confirm whether we are going to be playing with that with that midfield three, or my man Thomas Partey comes back in that team and simply obliterates expectation. Mikel Arteta on what we learned from the game. He says that one, I hate to lose, and we all hate to lose. The biggest lesson that I don't like is that I don't like losing, and I don't like feeling that the feeling I have right now. So the boys have to train right now in that space, thinking how we are going to be better to win the next game. I liked this one. I liked it. I hate to lose. I hate the feeling I'm feeling right now, and the boys must be hurting, and they must train right now again. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. Like, if you're top manager, if you want to be a top manager, I like Vicente Kompany, but I like Mikel Arteta more. You know why? Because behind the closed doors documentaries that have come out, I've not seen Mikel Arteta give up. I've not seen Mikel Arteta give credit to his players when they have been shambolic. I think he's much like a representation of Pep Guardiola, because Guardiola is a ruthless manager. He's a harsh manager, and that's why he never keeps players against his will. He folds his hands. He says, "You want to leave? You are sure you want to leave? Get out of my team." Mikel, even though they were tired, even though the conditions were harsh, he played farewell, right? He played a smart card. He told them, what you have done is a wastage of time. Go back and train. You have to train again. because it shows that what we've been doing has been nonsense, useless. So you have to train again. And I like it. I really, really like it. Of course, he was upset, but I like the fact that he's gone down that road. And finally, on Balogun and Nketiah's futures, he said we had some options up front as well, and we wanted to load some players. That's why some players didn't have any exposure, but they will in the next game. So Balogun, expect to see Florian Balogun in the next game. Now, I like the approach of Mikel Arteta. The boys went back to the training pitch right after the game, sweating, tired. They had to train again. They had to put in some work to show the fans that they deserve to be in that team. But I have a question for Mikel Arteta. Is he trusting some players too much and they are not giving the rewards? I'm talking about Nketiah, and I'm talking about Nketiah here. Nketiah is a player that has always proven crucial when you give him a chance. Like, he's defending, he's going from up front, his energy levels, they've always been very good. So does Mikel need to realize that some players, however much he likes them, like Eddie, they are better suited for Crystal Palace than at Arsenal. They're better suited for Wolfsburg than at Arsenal. I don't think Eddie Nketiah would attract interest from Borussia Dortmund. Hot take. I don't think Eddie would attract interest from Borussia Dortmund. And because he can't attract interest from Borussia Dortmund, I think Arsenal need to open their eyes here. I know Mikel Arteta is hurting and is, taking action and caution, but is it high time we said Eddie farewell? I'll do a video about Eddie, like a full in-depth analysis on Eddie, and we will try to see what are his strengths, what are his weaknesses, and why I think at Arsenal he's not the guy we need. But Mikel and his response to the loss was superb and top-notch.